Alright, I've done all I can to make sure that the image quality is the best I can possibly produce. Got a late start on the streaming. First, I tried to do a few things and test out a few things with the Spellblade and leatherworking, and it went not as expected. And then I tried to start streaming with the Ranger, and it got off to a rough start. Last 20 minutes I started streaming and the video quality just took a dive, so I restarted my computer. And so this is round 2, and we are coming back to the Ranger. If you're new to the channel, or if you've just seen my video for the first time, my name is Brent. I'm a retired combat veteran and a longtime MMO player. Right now, this channel is solely focused on showcasing the game called Monsters of Memory, the one that you see before you. It's made by an independent game development team that's been working on this passion project for the last 3 to 4 years without pay, and money to fund this has come out of their own pockets. So they hope to build a game that they can play with us, and this is a classically inspired MMORPG based off of games like EverQuest and a few others. But mainly the inspiration is EverQuest, and I believe a few of the devs were on the EverQuest team back in the day. And so I really enjoyed this game. I'm trying to give you guys the best, most objective look at the game as I possibly can, and not chasing YouTube views or anything. So if you just see this, this is just kind of like the average experience of an average player. At least I would hope. So we are going to go ahead and get back into it. Last time we were pulling around on the Ranger here, we discovered that we can track certain mobs. I had no idea that the Ranger had this ability. Maybe it was... I guess I didn't play it a whole lot in the last playtest, so maybe I missed it. But this is very, very useful. So if I need to go find a rattlesnake or a dune beetle, I can take a look at this tracking list, and I could try to go out and find them. I'm having trouble. So like rattlesnake right here, let's see if it's alive. Rattlesnake is ahead of me. The information will pop up on over here. That was my chat channel. Oh, there we go. Guess it's the same thing. Man, I could have opened up with burning embers, right? That... I don't know what happened to my chat channel. Ah, okay, so every time I seem to log out of the game, okay, so I guess it's all in one area. Okay. Yeah, okay. And usually I'm used to seeing 2 chat windows here. Maybe it's just all combined now. That's okay. Alright. Oh, okay, there's actual range to it. There we go. So we have no plans really for the Ranger here. We're just gonna level him up as much as we can during the playtest. I don't plan on going to any other classes, although the last playtest I kind of bounced around quite a bit. The Ranger has quickly become one of my favorites. At least the other two are the Fighter and the Spellblade. We tried yesterday. We tried to go down in the sewers, and it looks like they took that zone out, which is a shame because I like going down there and exploring what they had. There weren't like a lot of mobs down there. It was mostly empty. But the things that they did have down there that I really liked is that there was like these super dark corners, and you could not tell there was like a passageway there. So you had to have like a torch on you in order to tell that there was any sort of like tunnel. And a lot of the tunnels that I ran into are actually flooded. So at a couple points I thought I was going to die, but luckily I took swimming as a perk, and I was able to get through there. Without it being too much of an issue. I mean, it got a little bit tight though, but I enjoyed it. And then it went into this goblin area. It looked like a goblin area. There's like a hoarded treasure in this cavernous thing, but there's nothing there. Well, there's no mobs there. Okay, so we got a player group taking out the evil farmers here. These guys used to be friendly. And yesterday I went up to one of them and tried to hail them to see if they had a quest. And I died. I wasn't expecting them to be hostile. So that's something that they did change in the last playtest. I mean, other than that, they've been adding new textures, new props, certain things. It's filling out every playtest that we do. I think this is going to be the last big playtest for the year. They might have a few more in December. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know if they're going to push back early access or not. They are pushing back closed beta, which I am not going to be a part of. Not that I don't want to, of course I want to, but things are busy here. And, you know, it's got other things I can do. Another game I want to stream is much in the same spirit as this game, as far as like a passion project goes, and developers are just, you know, building it and don't really care about really anybody's input. Not that they don't care about input, but like, you know, there's a certain vision that they have for the game. The other one that I want to like really stream and showcase is Stationeers. It's an aerospace game, and much like The Martian and like Matt Damon, you're kind of put on these like maps. One of them being the moon, Mars, Europa, Minmus. You have to build a station, and you have to do actual science in order to make sure you don't blow things up, which can happen and has happened to me on a few occasions. Like I lost my station. Well, I didn't lose my entire station, but I blew a sizable hole in it because I just wasn't thinking. Well, what I was thinking was trying to make the airlock open faster, and I just used a tank or a canister to store the air. The problem is that the canister wasn't fully expelling the gas when you entered into the room, and so it just kept accumulating gas into it. So I overpressurized it, and so this happened in my greenhouse, and it blew up. So I had to like do like some emergency repairs, and I ended up just like walking away from it like in time. But yeah, I mean, like all the plants died, which could have been a problem, but at least I had backups and a backup room I can like use as a skiff in case anything happened, which was the power room. So I quickly had to patch that, and luckily it didn't take out anything like critical. So like, you know, I only have one way of like producing things, and so it didn't blow that up. Largely the frames cushioned the explosion, but you know, you have stuff like that happen, and I was on the moon. And so other things you have to do, you're gonna have to do programming. You have to do certain logic setups. I know you can produce input-output logic boards, and they track the actual sun. You have to put like the mathematical input into it, on which way the solar panels were facing. Gotta make sure you have a daylight sensor on there. I mean, but yeah, it's a very complicated game, much like Dwarf Fortress. Certainly not for everybody, much like this game. There's somebody aggroed all those guys. Oh, yeah, what were we doing? We're showcasing the tracking feature of the Ranger here. Oh, it should move. Oh, Doomscarab, where is it? Hey, Doomscarab. It's right ahead and to the right. There it is. Kinda nice to have that feature, right? I know I was running around on my warrior just to see if anything really changed with the class. Not a whole lot. It's in a solid position. I've been trying to find these Doomscarabs for the armor. And that can take a while if you can't find them. So, luckily there's a class that can do that. One of the joys of this game is there's no mandatory fun. You're not locked into quest grinding. It's just mob grinding. Now, I believe I said this on another stream. I remember it when the industry shifted into quest grinding, and I mean, it was a relief, right? Like, it was just like, oh man, like, it just kind of like really sucked to grind out mobs all the time. But I mean, that's all we had. Sound like an old man, probably because I am. So I mean, that's all we had, but when we switch to that, you're not really thinking about like the outcomes and what that actually means. And so like when you can only level efficiently through questing, like in World of Warcraft, you tend to lose something. You tend to lose that sandbox experience. Like, I can go out and I can explore, I can go out and try to mine nodes, I could, you know, everything to do with actually trying to help me level. and leveling is the gameplay. So you're experiencing the gameplay from day one. Whereas other MMOs, and I'll use WoW again, they kind of want you just to be in the end game content, and it's just it's just not fun. It's not a fun experience. I mean, but the Dragon expansion where you're riding on your dragon mounts, that was all right, but you're still locked into World of Warcraft or World of whatever expansion it happens to be there. So they have this huge map they can play around with, and they just don't. And yeah, it feels like a theme park. And you know, obviously, I mean, people do say it's a theme park experience, and it's I don't like that. And this is not a theme park experience. This is do whatever you feel you want to do. You want to level? Yeah, you can go level. You want to grind out money? You can go out grind out money. You want to do crafting? You can do that too. It doesn't matter. Getting to the end isn't the ultimate goal. You know, it's the journey is the game, and that's so refreshing. And you might be saying, like, well, why don't you just go back to EverQuest, because that's still around? And like, well, that's true, but it's just not the same. Like, they've made too many mistakes with building out their game. So one of them is they expanded the world too much. When you do that, I think I think I saw this being mentioned from the developers, so I didn't come up with this on my own, is that when you expand the game too much, you actually shrink the world, because eventually you're going to have to put fast travel points for players to get to point A to point B. The good example of this is Planes of Power expansion to EverQuest, where they put the Nexus in. Instead of like using druids to use druid rings or wizards for ports, they put on these, like, basically you had these teleportation spires, and you go to the plane of knowledge, and then everybody would gather there. And so, like, certain trade areas and trade hubs that everybody was kind of like used to started to die off, like the what was it, the Freeport East tunnels. But yeah, I mean, you don't want to do that. So one of the things that the developer said is that they're going to, when they do expansions, they might, you know, add new areas, but they're really going to try to focus in on building the world from within, right? They still want to have that sense of largeness of the world, but not making it like too big to where they have to like shrink it. Yeah, same thing happens to WoW, right? Like, you know, it's a world in whatever expansion it is. Like, there's no need to go to like a convent. I mean, I'm kind of bitter towards WoW, and I think it really poisoned the market and people's expectations of what an MMO should be. Although I will say that, yeah, around the time that WoW did come out, I stopped playing shortly after. Not because I went to WoW, because PlanetSide came out. I was out there, and like I can only have like 14 at the time, right? So like, you know, I'm like, my mom would only like have like, you're gonna either play this game or you're gonna play that game. So like, you had Star Wars Galaxies, you had PlanetSide, you had EverQuest. So I mean, you know, when WoW came out, I mean, it was just like, all right, well, back then, you know, it was vanilla WoW. But they were heavily inspired by EverQuest. And you can go back and play classic WoW, and you can see that, and play this game, and you can see the parallels. Because this is more like EverQuest during Valius, right before the Planes of Power expansion. Oh wait, no, that's Luckland, right? No, Luckland, no, it's Luckland, Planes of Power. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Planes of Power, you still had the Plane of Knowledge, and that's where everybody like congregated. Man, that dude fucked me up. Pardon my French. Well, the good thing about the Ranger, you get a little weak heal to get you back into combat. I mean, you're typically not using a whole lot of mana anyway, so you might as well use it for the heals. Oh yes, options, interface. Okay, so, all right, there we go. I'll make sure keep track of my leveling progress here. Sometimes you just forget. You know, I haven't played this since September. School started, and I'm a full-time student again because I'm changing my vocation, and it's just been just a hectic experience. So I'm just trying to get the streaming out of the way for the day, and then I'm going to be going on to philosophy and trying to get that homework done. Still got 1,000 more arrows, but eventually I'm gonna have to start worrying about crafting and making my own arrows. But yeah, I mean, I think I can get to level 5 in a reasonable amount of time. Maybe not. We'll see. I may have to do it off screen. Shit. Oh, that mother... That's why you should con things, right? I am so dead. God damn it, I'm so dead. I am so dead. Should probably stop doing that. Yeah, so one of the other things about having like high-level mobs in a low-level zone is, you know, it teaches you to con. So con is just consider. You do that by pressing the C button, and you just kind of guess the level. None of the mobs here show their levels or tell you outright what it is. So, like a red mob is probably going to kill you. I'm surprised I'm able to outrun this thing. Yellow mobs are a bit of a gamble, but yeah, they can still, especially if they're like closer to a red con than they are a yellow. Because there's a cutoff, and there's like it's like 2 to 3 level. I don't know what the actual level range, but there is a range. So I think white cons are about around the same level we do. Blue cons are below your level. So our green cons, I mean, you get less experience from those. But red cons are definitely way above your level, and you're more than likely to get them. So luckily for me, I was able to make it to the zone line. Got hit really hard, and I was like, what? It's like, oh, there's a rattlesnake, and I was like, okay, I should be able to take that. No, not all rattlesnakes are made equally. Not all mobs are made equally, right? Like, you know, you could be a dune scare right over here, and it's... You just gotta make sure you're considering everything you are pulling. Otherwise, the game will pull something like that, and you might die. And if you die, and you're just watching this and or new to this game, all your gear stays with your corpse, and you respawn naked back in town, or your spawn point. And what you have to do is call it corpse run. Not many people like that. I mean, I don't think anybody likes that, but it's part of the core gameplay experience. That's kind of that is the harsh penalty with that. And I think once you get above a certain level, you'll start to lose experience as well. So death is something you really want to avoid in the game. I know in the forums or the subreddit and the Discord, there's been some very lively debates about it. And all I can say is I'm in the corpse runs should exist camp. You might be asking, well, if it's like really that bad, like why would you support it? Well, it creates social dependency. It's an active incentive to play the game good. Right? You have to actually think. And there's other games like that too that have that harsh death penalty. EVE Online is like that. It might not be experience. Well, I guess you could say you lose experience. I think once you get above a certain like clone rating, you'll start to lose experience. But yeah, mostly with EVE, you lose implants and money, which is the whole point of that game, is to make money, right? That's kind of, it can set you back a while. All right. So my advice to the people who are detractors of that is, hey, maybe you should get good. Now, I've said that before in front of the community members, and some of them are really discouraged me saying that to people, but, I mean, like, man, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or anything. I'm just trying to tell you the reality of the situation. Because there are those of us who like difficulty. Right? Like, get good is from Dark Souls. Try not to die. You can become complacent in this game. That's one way of getting yourself killed. So, like, a good example is like me taking on that rattlesnake, thinking it's a white con or a yellow con, and it ended up being a red con. I was like, oh, okay, that was unexpected. So I probably don't want to take on that warrior, because that could be... I mean, I could maybe win that, but I could also probably lose that, depending on what level, the actual level of the mob is. So I'm probably going to avoid that right now, because I'm a bit ways from the zone line. The more I go into here, the higher level the mobs are, so I'm kind of sticking around the mid area. I was hoping that would work, not get interrupted. That's alright. I didn't mean to do that. It's okay. It's okay. Alright, let's look for a Dune Beetle. Because that's really what I want. I want the Carapace. I always forget that word. Carapace. Really? I'm starting really late. Now I'm paranoid. I don't want to attack a rattlesnake unless I consider it. Ooh, is that gonna make it? Alright, well. Good luck to hit that guy. I don't even think he's at the tank. I think that dude's in the tank. He just got lost to the aggro. Alright. That happens. Shit. Okay. Thought the game crashed. Oh, is that the Longshanks? Well, that was a desert madman. Longshanks. Edward the Longshanks, English king, right? Going off my history, the reason why they called him that is because he had really long legs. That's a true story. about to say, this guy should be a white con. That's disappointing. Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be a short stream with all the other issues I've been having. And then I gotta go do actual work. I don't know if I can swing it. I could probably be on later. Although that's depending if I get everything done and I'm on time and, you know, wife's happy. I'm trying to do this one. She's like at work and I'm not trying to do this like 10 till midnight. I mean, I should be really using the tracking, right? I mean, I'm just kind of wandering around aimlessly. And I guess that's also part of what makes this game, in my opinion, great. It just sucks you in, right? Like I looked down at the time, it's like 3:55, and I didn't realize how much time has passed. I started like playing around with the game around like 2. I want to say, try to figure out a few things on different characters, trying to test what was going on, trying to troubleshoot the game, and then I tried to do my initial stream, and the video quality was really bad. I had to restart my computer. I don't know if it's still good. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm not exactly sure if that's the best quality I can give. And if I don't know, well, I mean, there's not much I can do. I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look at my old, my other videos, because my other videos weren't that bad. Because I'm looking at it right now, and I'm not sure. It seems a little. I don't know how to describe it. Like on OBS, it looks just like it is on my monitor, and the output's like the same as my monitor. But when I go and look at YouTube, like it's very low resolution, and I'm not sure like what's happening there. So maybe it's just something to do with my internet connection, or maybe a setting got changed. Somewhere, somehow, setting got changed. Yeah, see, so that's a yellow con. I don't really gonna try to avoid that. Oh, but you know what I can do is I can take on that large desert bat. Take a look at my... Oh, okay, so I'm at max piercing. I can go ahead and change my weapon. believe I said I would do that last time. Said I was going to grind up piercing, and then I was going to change to a different weapon. It's good to have different weapons you can get, because you never know what you might pick up. You want to be grinding that weapon type. Get a really cool two-handed sword, and you're not really good at two-handing. I mean, you know, well, it's not two-handing; it's slashing. One of the other things that changed are the moons. This all used to be our moon, or the texture of our moon, and so you would have 3 different Earth moons around here. So they changed it up a little bit. So I mean, I can't really tell that one. That one definitely looks different. This one definitely looks different. So that's nice. I don't know. Maybe they saw my stream and my comments about the sky. I'd say Redcon. I mean, yeah, you gotta avoid certain things, right? You can't always attack what you see on screen. Gnomes are the funniest characters. Not sure why you want to be a gnome. I mean, some people are really into it. I have this real life friend, and anytime he plays D&D, he chooses. He's like a big dude. He's like 7'2", and he chooses a gnome to play. And I don't know why. I don't know why he chooses something like so super small. Maybe he doesn't like being big. I didn't take that from them. So I'm not hunting the gnolls there. Alright, that's a snake. That's a snake. Yeah. Skeletons are always good for cloth and bone chips. Oh shit, yeah, this is a... I thought this was a rotten skeleton. This is just a regular skeleton. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, I mean, like, even though it's a yellow con, I mean, you know, it might be closer to my level because I'm able to take it. Nice. Ah, interesting. There we go. Got some raw hide. So it's the skeletons that drop leather. I've been trying to figure out what mobs drop leather, and I thought it was the Ashari Gnoll guys. And it looks like skeletons do that too. Okay, so rotten skeletons, cloth, the regular skeletons, sorry, like tier 2, I guess, will be leather. That reminds me of EverQuest, and this is back in the day where like you had high-level players coming into like the noob zones and buying bat wings off of you because they needed them for certain spells. And so that was always an interesting interplay between the higher level players and the newer level players. There was a lot of good foresight into designing game mechanics and economy stuff. I know part of the reason why they're delaying beta, closed beta, is that I think part of it is working on the economy. Is trying to figure out certain crafting elements. I know that like leatherworking is kind of not where it should be right now. I mean, you have all these like pelts and stuff like that, and there's nothing we can really do with them, right? You know, we should be able to tan those into like rawhide scraps or something, right? But we can't. So we have to wait for a drop, like the rawhide leather gloves, and then use the seam ripper on them, and then if we want to level up our leatherworking, then we have to find the additional rawhide scrap, you know. And then and then when we find all the material, we might fail. You might fail on the actual crafting recipe, and you'll lose your item. So certain things are a bit easier right now. Like I think metalworking, blacksmithing is a bit easier compared to certainly leatherworking. I don't know about cloth. I mean, it'd be nice if we can like you know take on these like spiderlings here and use their silk and spin it into like a thread. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to decline that, gentlemen. Sorry. Sorry, gentlemen. It's very nice of them. Yeah, woodskin. I think that's the next thing I'm gonna get. Yeah, but I'm almost leveled, and you know my wife's gonna be coming home in about 25 minutes, so we're getting off work 25 minutes, so I might have like another 10-minute leeway. Off of that, can't really join anybody's group as of right now, unfortunately. I don't feel like talking to him. I mean, I should have, you know, but I got other things to do. And plus, usually, you know, I'm just showcasing the classes as they are, how they play solo. So, you know, you're not gonna be able to find a group all the time, right? You know. So I just want to make sure people are aware that yeah, you can solo pretty much with every class in the game. It's just a matter of how long it will take. I mean, the Ranger is fairly robust. I mean, I really wish I could go and join that group, but man, I just don't have time. Sorry, guys. I don't have time. There we go. But I'm like tired. Yeah. That's the other thing. I gotta get into lumberjacking here. Make a campfire every so often. So I can get that XP bonus. And if you're solo, you probably want to put it like in the middle of the zone that you're running around in, because you don't want to run all the way back to the city, right? So I gotta find like somebody's camp, like over here. I want to get that XP bonus, but I mean, like I'm so close to leveling here. These are all green. These are all green. Green, green, green. I mean, I could just farm them, right, for their meat and their... That's so satisfying. Shotting him. Well, that's level 1, right? Yeah, I'm pretty close. I mean, I didn't think I was going to make it to level 5 today on the stream, but, you know, hey, we're doing it. Once we get into beta, yeah, they're gonna wipe it. They're gonna wipe all these characters. So I'm really like trying not to get attached to them. I mean, it might be hard. So I don't want to go like too far, like into leveling a character. I think I want to experience the like I don't probably it. You know, it's like what? It's November, and yeah, by January they're going to. So we're not even gonna have another playtest, as far as I'm aware. I mean, they could, as far as like a long playtest like this. I mean, they could change that because they are delaying beta. Hey, a Dune Scarab. I mean, I should have been looking for these guys to begin with, but I've been kind of enjoying the background and the scenery. So I'm gonna have to wait for this video to process to see if it came out good. I know in the daytime it's a lot better, but like at nighttime, like you can really tell, like for whatever reason, the quality like goes down. I'm not exactly sure why. Yeah, so this would be like the edge of where I can actually level. Like anything like past this point is going to be like yellow and red. Alright, there we go. There's a rattlesnake. Ooh, okay. Line of sight is a thing. Which I don't mind. I mean, that's good. I'm missing a lot of my attacks here. I love the guy's AC. Their skin doesn't drop a whole lot, which is a shame. But this is the power of the Ranger. You can get right back into the fight. No bandages needed. It's really nice. So yeah, since then I'm getting about the Ranger as far as the class goes. I haven't really lasted a long time here. It's kind of just a jack of all trades type of fairly robust class. I mean, I'm able to take on yellow cons. I mean, certain yellow cons, right? But other classes, I'm just like not able to take on a yellow con at all. Otherwise, it's just that's the only mob I'm going to grind for the next 10-15 minutes, and then I have to sit down and rest. I think like with the fighter, it's really like that. Like taking on a white con as a fighter, it can really be detrimental to your grinding if you're solo. There's certain things you have to do. I mean, I have a torch I can use, right? Maybe that'll be better. I guess. I don't necessarily need it, but I'm sure it looks better on screen. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the guys I need. So glad my skills or spells fizzle at the wrong exact time. Those fire beetle eyes sell for a pretty penny. So if I had any wood here, I'd probably put my camp down right here somewhere. Maybe a little bit over there. Just so I had a place to like run around and rest if I need to. I'm probably going to be able to kite with this class, which is going to be interesting. Oh no, I don't think you can actually, since this is out. Yeah, I don't think you can auto attack while running. At least at range, you have to sit down and you have to fire. I mean, that's okay. Just something to consider. Oh, looks like that guy is running from. Okay. Let's try to help this dude out. Okay, I think that's a. Okay, yeah, that's a. That's a bard. Words, you know, you forget them sometimes. EverQuest, man, like I was like, oh nice, okay, I wasn't expecting that. EverQuest, I was kind of like super jealous with bards because they can just like kite, and they had like 10-15 mobs behind them, and then they would just like kill them all with their like AoE, and I'm just like, how come the warrior can't fight like that? Like, that seems unfair. You know, like, I'm spending all this time running around as a warrior, I'm like, why can't I be that good? So I always kind of felt that was overpowered. I mean, it was. I think they did change it eventually, but you could still do it to a degree. Although I don't think you could initially... I'm not sure if that was the intention with the bard. It was just kind of like happenstance where they were just like certain game mechanics just kind of... It ended up being that way. Now we have the daytime coming up, so we can turn off the torch. We don't need that anymore. Alright, let's go ahead and head back, because we gotta get some new skills here and then test them out, and then I got a log. Always nice to gain a level. I haven't been playing that long on the Ranger for today. And this is officially my most highest level class. So I usually just got to like level 4 and I like started on a new character. To see what I can do and see how the other classes played. I think they changed a few things around on the Inquisitor, but it's still kind of, yeah, like it's a low damage tank. Like, if you're an Inquisitor, I think it should be on par with, like, a Shadow Knight, in my opinion, right? Like, you know, it's kind of... It's not necessarily, like, an evil class, but it's, like, you know, morally ambiguous. If you're, like, in that sort of gray zone, you should be able to have a bit more things in your toolkit. Like, Torment should be able to be upgraded, in my opinion, you know. One of the other things that they are going to be working on is the class kits, so I mean that could change, right? Like, so it's not like set in stone. Any of these classes are not set in stone. I do feel like the Ranger is in a fairly good place. Burning Embers, I mean, you can probably use some work, but you're not really terribly tied to that as your only option there. Go ahead and sell that. Do I have anything to tell this gentleman? I have a cracked staff I can sell. I found that earlier, and I haven't sold it yet, so I will sell that for 5 silver. Thank you, sir. Easy money. Man, I can't imagine how much stuff is going to get thrown on the ground when this game actually launches. And I'm not talking about like early access, but like 1.0, and like you have a flood of new players coming. People are just going to get so lost. Let's go ahead and convert our coin. Alright. I'll put my spear away. I don't need to hold on to it right now. Go right there. There we go. Weapons are heavy. And sell off some of my torches. I mean, I should have, yeah, I could turn in my fire beetle stuff to the, to that person. Okay, that's rat meat. Snake eggs. What is this? Okay. Alright. We're gonna head back to this farmer, turn in some things. Hopefully she'll give me a bunch of torches that I can sell to the survival vendor. Nice. All right. What else can I give you? I can give you that. That's always a nice sound to hear. We never found a carapace, which is unfortunate. And I don't have time to go out and look for one, but that's okay. I can just buy like a leather. I can just buy it if I really want to. Make the boots. I think the boots are only 2 AC, and this is 3 AC, so I could probably just get some leather pants there. Or you know, I could just get some chainmail pants. What about that? What's that for an idea? You got 11 silver on you, this guy. Just knowing what you're doing, make money. It's fairly easy. I mean, like, picking up, like, a rat tooth or something like that might be, like, 5 copper, but, like, you can pick up 6 of them, right? Like, you know, you're gonna make some money. Yeah, so let's get some chainmail. So see if we can afford some chainmail. I mean, I could try to make it, right? Like, you know, I could try. I don't want the bronze stuff. I want the copper. Give me the copper. I mean, yeah. See, I can just get that. And that's only like 2 AC, right? I just want some copper. I mean, this is a bit overkill for me right now. Alright, maybe not. We can do that later. Right now we gotta go sell some things off. And buy some new skills. I mean, I like the red mantle uniform. To be frank, hopefully they're not like super like evil. I mean, I wish I could go back and play like EverQuest Live right now, and it's just not the same. Like this is the game. Like if EverQuest Live was like this, I'd be playing that. No, it just isn't. Shame. Doing a corpse run. Where should we head first? Should we head towards the barracks? We can head towards, we can head towards the cook and survivalist, and then turn in our bone chips as well. Man, this is definitely definitely feels nostalgic. Yeah, that soft music playing in the background, and I mean, you're not really. There's not too much going on the screen. All right, Mr. Cook, go. Sell that. Should be good. I'll sell the raw bat meat later. Got other places to be. Yeah, once you get cooking with knowing where you need to sell certain items, the money starts flowing in. There's also been some complaints about that too. Like, people just want to go to this like survivalist vendor and just like sell like whatever they have in their inventory. And it's like, I mean, that's not how that works. So when people sell stuff to like one of the shady vendors where you can sell everything to them, that's kind of, you pay for, or you lose, you basically pay for convenience. Like, you're going to lose out on some of your gains from that, and that leaves an opportunity for someone like me in the off hours to go and take a look at the shady merchants and take the stuff and sell it to the correct vendors for a profit. I don't have any of the names turned on, so I'm assuming there's a dev in here somewhere. I just think the game looks a little bit better without the nameplates on, you know? How much silver was that? Alright, so I made a couple silver. off of grinding all that stuff. Not bad, and plus the crack staff, you know. That's always nice to have. Ranger. What do I got here? What do I got here? Okay, yeah, I'll sell that to that dude. I don't really care. True strike, aura, kick. Snare. All right, snare. We will buy that for sure. That seems like a good investment. Now we got to go back to the bank. So, I think this is the part where I start getting, or I'm at least able to somewhat kite or delay the damage. Because you respectable damage with the bow as the ranger. But I don't think I'm going to be able to test that, unfortunately. But I will do that either off stream or on stream again, just to figure it out. Because I got a log after this. Just one of those things. All right. Oh, for 30 seconds? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we can put that right there. That's fine. Alright. Well, we will see. Okay, so that's level 5 with the Ranger. I'll go park myself in the tavern and end the stream. Maybe we'll do some testing later, but if you guys were able to handle the quality, I appreciate that. Stuck around to listen to me. You know, I keep telling you I'm gonna talk about some philosophy, and I just I don't. I just forget about it. Maybe that's a good thing, where I just turn my brain off and I'm able to enjoy something. Anyways, guys, that's been Monsters and Memories. Thank you for joining again, and I'm gonna see you all later.